I found it. There it is. Oh my goodness. So I made this the summer of 2020. Did you hear the music? It's the most beautiful sound in the world. So Taylor was doing Taylor has a lot of his photography is centered around trauma from the church, and it's so beautiful how he can use his creative passion, his creative love for photography for such a positive force. And so now let's go to the circus. Do you remember some Irrepressibles? One of their songs that I always loved was not one of their more popular ones. What is this song? It says it in the thing. I can't remember it for the, oh no it doesn't, that's not good. Okay, so let's try to remember this song. Oh my goodness gracious, I cannot think of it for the life of me. But I love the Irrepressibles music because the voice is so full of emotion, and you can hearing something with such emotion is like you hear it and it's not something that you can explain. It's something that is, you can feel it. Was it even the Irrepressibles? Was it? Well, yes, it was. Forget the past. Okay, so forget the past, Taylor. Forget the past. Forget the trauma. So the Irrepressibles, as you kind of saw it, the artists are two men in love, and most of his songs are beautiful sympathies for the feelings of probably because of religion. So Taylor, and if you remember, a year later, when I was in a very, very difficult time dealing with Oliver just left, and all of my fears and then spill into me all of your will. I was going through a very, very difficult time, and I was dancing around my studio, and I hit up Taylor, and I was like, do you want to do a photo shoot with It was so wonderful. Okay, so this photo shoot. So remember, so this was a year after. There he is. So and he was like, okay, so let's go to this garage in Kansas City, and we'll shoot like a shoot like where you're in in the wings. I have the photos somewhere. Let's find the photos. He was like, let's shoot the let's shoot with the wings, and you're gonna be on the side of the building, and try not to jump off. You're gonna be on the edge of the building. I'm like, that'll be okay if I jump off. I have wings, so I'll fly. So no problem, my guy. I'm just kidding. This was before I started. This was the night before I took a break from Instagram for a couple weeks to start editing all of these videos with Oliver and Godzilla, the alligator. And there's Allie. And it took a couple weeks to edit all of these videos, and I'm glad I did that. And the last video Taylor posted on his story was a little reel of me jumping up and down with my angel wings, and the background music was Billie Eilish Goldwing and Goldwing Angel. Goldwing, James Bond, remember we do like James Bond and the angels and everything, and very that makes sense, right? Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. So beautiful pictures, and I posted these, and that was such a wonderful day. And then I was so they got to the shoot, and it was so crazy. And he was like, so we got to the shoot, and then he was like, don't do your makeup because I'm gonna bring my boyfriend to the shoot to help us with videos, and he's actually a makeup. He did makeup, and I was like, oh no way! How amazing! He did makeup. Hello. And the video so in this video Dreaming of Diamonds, and he was kind of like they were going for a 60s glamour vibe, and I'm like, okay, perfect, because you know we love the 60s. We do. We love the 60s, and we love trains, and this is where it was kind of like the 60s glamour look, and that's the look that his boyfriend. And I remember the whole time I was just talking about how, yeah, I got all these followers, and they're just wanting me to flash on live stream, and it's so annoying, and all these guys with girlfriends in their bios are messaging me for all these disgusting things. Requesting all these disgusting things on OnlyFans. I was just talking about that the whole time. It was fun. And I'm so happy his boyfriend was on the video. It really meant a lot to me. You can tell that I love it so beautiful. I think that was the last time I saw him. He was talking about how he kind of wanted to move out. He kind of wanted to move out to Denver or something. I'm like, that's such a good idea because you're near the mountains, you know, the beautiful mountains. So I love the mountains. And then this was very interesting because in Berlin Dance, two lovers caught up in the war. Berlin Dance was something I wrote in my senior year of my senior year of high school. I wrote Berlin Dance. I didn't write it, but I wrote a little thing. So when I was 16, I loved Germany, and I wanted to be a classy 1930s German, not in Germany in the 1930s. Who would? No, not that. But I wanted to. I like the aesthetic of okay, Berlin Dance, scene 1. In a busy street in Berlin, Germany, 1937. It was an afternoon. School is out for a short spring break. This is Gren. Robin. We love the birds. We love the birds. Feed the birds. Roberta. Okay, her name is Roberta, but her name is short for Robin. And it's about two lovers caught up in a war that they don't understand, basically. And I wrote I had a picture of it. wrote a little, I drew a little concept picture of it. I did. It has to be somewhere. But I can't remember for the life of me where it is. It's probably in one of my sketchbooks, but all my sketchbooks are in my storage unit in the Outer Space studio. What are these little things? One of the concept pictures was... What are these things? What are these things? Where are them? What? And Javian gave me this for Christmas 2 years ago. Thank you, Javian. I still have this. Because he said the poetry I wrote reminded him of Sylvia Plath. And I was like, who is that? And then he got me this book. And this is how far I've gotten. This is my favorite one. Monologue at 3 a.m. I got lost in the West Side. Lost in the West Side with Megan. In the loneliest night we fell in love under a hidden highway. Skipped by dark. A blonde asleep beneath the same moon. The saddest but prettiest dove allured to the boca by the river. She roses around her piano. So I think that, Sweetie in the Summer Games is for boys I'll never see again. Nathan's actually the guy that is driving up to Chicago to pay alms to the Ducky Princess. He's going to kiss the feet of the Ducky Princess. He's going to come up here to the castle. Maybe. He needs to know the secret password. But, so good luck with that, Nathan. But, where did these guys go? Okay. Book of a Drifter. Book of a Drifter is going to be about these boys, the destruction of these boys. Here's Grandpa. Boys will never see. We're never going to see these guys again. So we need to change the money into print. Remember what I'm a stripper, but I haven't done. No, nobody has done this. Who's that guy that printed his own money at the strip club? And that poor dancer was picking up all these fake counterfeit bills. That should be illegal, by the way. But it is hilarious. However, the destruction of capitalism. Remember, that's what we're trying to do. That's the goal. So see, I grew up very conservatively, and I was kind of patriotic and kind of like, yeah, capitalism. So much has changed, and that is good. I can look back at this. I still appreciate the writing, but I think I might change the name because the Patriot might trigger some people just because of all that's going on with all the... I look at the Patriot as kind of like the old Lana Del... I'm a patriot for Lana Del Rey's Americana, not from The Happiest Millionaire. And these guys were probably millionaires, and they were... I don't know if they were happy or not, but I'm not happy right now, so we need to change... I can barely pay my rent, and that's why we need to change, not necessarily socialism, but I do like to be social, but, and you're probably like, oh, who hurt this girl? He did. If we go on the list, this man did. This is Andrew Jackson. And you'll read all about him over here. I have little quotes from him. So my grandpa Miller built a house on an Indian graveyard. So I've seen some pretty spooky things growing up. In the dark, you can't even imagine. And I was trying to figure out why. And I was like, why? Why am I in the middle of the woods, in the trees, singing about, not the birds and the bees, but I was with the birds and the bees singing in the trees. And I was wondering why. I was like, what is the reason of this? And now we know why. So Grandpa, there is a statue in Kansas City of Andrew Jackson. And I haven't seen it in myself, but you can look it up on the internet. He's on a horse. Not Shadowfax, but still a horse. I like horses. He adopted 2 Indian children. And he came from a family with lots of siblings. Lots of siblings. And those siblings had big families, and those big families had big families, and I am a descendant of one of those big families. My grandpa, and he kind of looks like my brother Levi on graduation day. We'll find him somewhere. He, not him particularly, but at the same time of the Manifest Destiny, I am a descendant of, I don't know which tribe it is, but the Kansas Indians, or was it the Navajo, or was it the Cherokee? But they were on the Trail of Tears, and one of my ancestors died on the Trail of Tears. So, when I'm at the strip club, a dance is worth one of these. A government-issued note that doesn't even float, like the feathers from my angel wings that I wear at the club. I prefer the feathers and the petals. But we need to respect them only because we need to pay our rent to live in our castle. Okay, that's the only reason. We're respecting them today. However, we need to change it. We need to change this. Where's George Washington? George Washington is somewhere, but George Washington was a slave owner, so who cares? Now, another tangent. My sister Elizabeth, not Elizabeth Warren, she thinks my sister, I have a sister named Elizabeth, and she just started going to college in Nashville, actually at the Institute of God, that is actually in the same neighborhood as the Jackson Plantation. And I said, I said to myself, what a wonderful world. When I visit my sister, when I visit my little sister in Nashville, we're going to say hello and we're going to take a tour of old Grandpa's house. Because our homestead, when my parents divorced, we had to move out of that beautiful house that I grew up in, and it was so sad because it was our little house on the prairie. But the reason my parents divorced was because my dad hated Grandpa Miller, the one who built it, the one who is the descendant of that man. My dad was my dad's not a socialist. My dad was like, oh, you just got lucky with the stock market once and blah, blah, blah. And it is true. My grandpa's a genius, but he has no love in his heart. And I feel like neither did these guys. And that's why we have to work at the strip club to pay for everything. But I can barely even afford it. It's a slow season right now. I can afford it this month, and all we have to do is take one day at a time. So it'll be fine. It'll be fine. But green, he is green. And what does green mean? What does green mean? Verde. What does green mean? What does green mean? Green is in the Garden of Eden. It was probably very green and beautiful. And it's wintertime right now, so there's no green outside, but green complements the beautiful flowers. They are leaves, they are trees, and they are the grass, and they are in the forest. And I miss the forest. Birds like sparrows and birds are like flowers, and they all hide in the green forests. And my sister Katie is in Minneapolis, and she had a friend who writes poetry like Sylvia Plath, and her name is, she has a beautiful name, and it is so beautiful it escapes my mind. She writes poetry, and she's in Arizona right now, but she was a florist in Minneapolis, and and I remember when Katie was in Santa Barbara at the Jesus Burger's house, and I was so sad, and in the rain, and Katie came to visit her friends at the Jesus Burger's house in Santa Barbara, and she came and she saved me from Peter, because I was there to get away from Peter in LA, and she came there. Please stay there, cat, please. Don't move. Stay right there. Don't move. So I was in Santa Barbara, and then Katie came and we flew to Minneapolis. And that is when I met the girl, Katie's friend, the girl with the long, beautiful blonde hair. And she would write poetry, and she worked as, and I was so sad, and I walked up to their house. I walked up to the attic of their little house, and amongst all the books, and on the carpet at the table, and hiding in between all of their beautiful plants was a bouquet of roses for me. I was like, thank you so much. They got me a little bouquet of flowers. And I need to start working on my music because I've been procrastinating for so long. But it is Christmas Eve, and I don't know. I'm kind of tired actually. I really wanna. I really just want to take another nap, but I need to live stream and upload some videos. Actually, that's what I need to do. I need to live stream. That's what I need to do. For Christmas, I might be up all night watching movies for Christmas. I want to watch It's a Wonderful Life. And that is what we're going to do tonight. That is what we're going to do tonight. All right. Goodbye. Good night. Goodbye. Goodbye.